Okay, so this is my game. Been working on it for about 3 years now. This is just sort of the basics of the character creation stuff. You can change your character however you want. Just quickly go through those. So you can edit your character whenever you want. And has solo and multiplayer online at the moment. All those systems are working quite well. No glitches or crashes at the moment. I'm going to run through all of the creative mode options for placing terrain. So, first one is just the standard cube brush. Places cubes, spheres. You can up the size of that. I know the box thing is kind of ugly at the moment. I'll fix that later. Oh, there's fly mode. So you can see this much larger sphere, which I generated at another time. And you can create different textures on the inside and outside of the sphere. This sphere has already been smoothed. I'll show that in a moment. Right. Generation type. Smoothing. I'll show you that now. Boom. So you can smooth things. So this is good for creating levels, basically. And you can create an inside material and an outside material with this right here. Anyways, pickaxe. So the inside is the crystal, amethyst. You can smooth different amounts. So you can smooth smaller areas if you're just changing the terrain in one area. There we go. On to painting mode. It goes with the inner material. That's that. There we go. So you can paint things. Lots of different textures. So that's cube paint. Sphere paint is basically just more rounded. Let's see. Up the size a bit. Boom. There we go. You can also do inner material and outer material of this. So set your shell thickness. Actually, that should already be shell material. There we go. There. And then set the shell thickness back to 0. Freeform box is good for creating rooms and dungeons and things. So that, and you can set it to hollow, which you can also do for the spheres and the cubes. Let's see. There we go. And the inner material. Let's do shell thickness of 1. Shell material. So we can do that. Boom. So you can create rooms for dungeons very quickly, then connect those together. So that's the freeform box tool. Then slanted walls. Quickly just, this is an older one, older tool. There we go. You can do different angles for that. I created a new tool that actually kind of makes that obsolete. Freeform walls. You can do that at different angles. So very quickly you can just create walls in whatever direction you want. Right now it's set to jump to solid, but you can also set it to not snap to solid, and that way you have a bit more control. So it'll go through walls, and then it's easy to basically take it wherever you want it to be. It's like that. And floors, same thing. It's like that. Slopes is a little different. So first like that, and the further away. So the higher it is, the wider it is, the further away from you it is, the longer it is. So create a slope. It does not do diagonals at the moment, but you can kind of mess with it to get it to sort of do what you want. But if you're just doing along the XYZ coordinates, it does slopes quite well for roofs or whatever materials you want to put on it. Let's see. Custom grids. So this, let's see if I have that. Actually I do, right here. Custom grids. So this is the grid tool, and you can create custom grids as well, but these are just the presets over here on the left. So you can rotate that by holding down the R key. This is actually the tool that you'll have sort of in game. Whenever you place down terrain, it's going to be in the shape of the terrain tool. So just like that. So this is stone. You have different materials. I don't know if that's enough material to do that. Let's try that. Have the basic floors and walls. You can lock the XYZ coordinate so this sort of stays at one level. You can just sort of walk that around. Right now I have Y frozen, but you can freeze X as well. Basically, if you're creating a bridge across an area and you want it to just be in a straight line, you can do that. It only uses material where it's air already, so you're not wasting material by replacing what's already there. Actually, it won't replace blocks that are already there. So that, I believe, yeah, that's all of that. Let's see if I can make island mode work again. With spheres, generation size, we'll go 10. Grass, sure. Do stone. Shell material. Oh, shell material is actually what it's going to be. Inner material is, unless shell thickness is set to 0. Yeah, let's do an inner material of that. Set that to 2. Unfreeze X and Y. And see if this actually works. Yes, it works. So yeah, you can create islands very quickly like this, and then you can go back over them and smooth it as well. So if you're creating a floating island or something, just very quickly, you can just go through and do that, essentially. And then smoothing. Yeah, and then just smooth out the surface of it to very quickly generate your level. And these are the same tools that I'll be using to create levels as well. So basically any tool that I am going to be using to create a level, I will also throw it into the creative mode as well. And ultimately, my plan is to have this so that people can upload their levels to Steam and other people can download it. You can see I made some blobby trees over here, just testing things out. The pickaxe also uses the same tool, this one. I'll show you this custom grid in a moment, but let's do, this is sort of the standard. Oh, should set this back to solid. So it digs in that shape. And that's not the 2x2x2. That's the one. That's what it's set at when you first turn the game on. Just a very straightforward digging shape. But you can dig much larger amounts. And if we turn snap to solid off, then we can push that into the ground. And I'm holding shift and scrolling in and out to move that. So we can sink this down into the ground and take a much larger bite. And all of this is being collected in here. I'll put that over there. See? Yeah. Since you won't be able to use the brush tool in non-creative mode, I also have this tool here, which is a smaller version of the smoothing tool. It's not actually using this grid, but this is the smoothing tool that you'll actually get in game for smoothing out the terrain. Yeah. And actually, the size of that is correct. Yeah. I believe it is a 4x4 cube that it smoothed in. So that actually is representative of what it's actually doing. Okay. Should show the custom grid. Oh, I got chests working as well. Those work across the network. Then this is the custom grid tool. So, whatever shape you create here, whoops, falling off the planet. Just make some random thing really quick. Sure, that. Save it, name it, thing. So then when you go over to your grid tool, it's right there. Boom. So whenever you place your materials, you can see that's the shape I just now made. Oop, there. So if there's a shape that's not in the presets that you need, then you can create whatever shape you need. And yeah, you can also use that for digging. I'll show you. Set it to bunker. So this is just a very simple sort of room shape that I created. And what that does is it creates sort of an underground bunker thing. Little room with a little step so that you can get back out. And then you can chain those together. You could create another one here and over there, and you could have this to where it's, you know, different components for your house or something. A little underground base. Let's see. So that's the terrain stuff. This is the teleportation area. That's Aki. Hello, Aki. The receptionist. So this is where you turn in quests, the quest board. And you pick a quest. It shows up over here. I don't have any apples at the moment, but yeah, you turn in the apples, it drops a reward. Let's see. Let's go back to Flatland. Okay, so that's the terrain system. The building system is a separate system for creating objects like this. Non-terrain objects. So like this house is created with the building system. What that is here, and it shows you what materials you need, the crafting, weapons, armors, rings. Right now everything just sort of takes the same materials to craft, just there for testing. Building, eventually I'll add some shapes. I have some electrical components as well. Let's just build some floors. And I'll add batch crafting as well to this. Basically, I'll click it, or maybe left click it, and you can choose a number or something. Or, 10 at a time, 20 at a time. So that's these. So, if you press B, then you go into build mode. And right now it's set to a grid. Let's go up here. Closer. Let's make sure, snap to solid is off. And so, and I'll add some particle effects for when you place an object to make it a little more clear that an object has been placed. So there's that, and it doesn't need to be on a grid. You can place things wherever you want. I used up all material. Definitely need some batch crafting in this. Anyways, let's do this. Yeah, so it's that, and then with, let's see, you can set the rotation of the object. Lots and lots of freedom for how you're placing the object. You can also change the scale, and this is for every object in the game. So this isn't just normal building things like this axe, for instance. You can place your tools. You can stick a tool into a wall and sort of build it from here. If you were placing potion bottles on a shelf and you didn't want to leave this area, you can place one, move it over a little, place it again. Change the scale. So if you had dishes on a shelf, you'd have different sizes of dishes. You'd have books on a shelf, really messy and kind of slanted. You can place things on your wall in whatever position you want. And you can also use this grid tool that I just created to place objects as well. So you can do things like this at odd angles. And I used this grid tool to actually build that house over there, because it makes it easier for placing objects to snap things. And then you can change, let's see, actually I should leave it in build mode. You'd only see the blue dots in build mode. So you can change the angle of this. You can change the rows if you only wanted one row. You can do that for a wall or something, or a ramp. Change that back up to 5. Spacing. And then another thing you can do, let's say you have this object here. Let's change the scales 2. So you have that object there, and just by looking at it, you have no idea, what the angle of this is. You don't know what the scale of this is. It could be anything. But you want to add to this. You wanted to make a house at this scale at that angle. What you can do is you can grab that. Yep, maybe. Is it? Move grid. There we go. Boom. So that was supposed to change the scale as well. I may not have the scale set. I'll have to look into that for sure. Spacing. Or is it? Maybe it is. Oh yeah, that is. That scaled it. Alright, cool. So, now when you're placing objects, if this wasn't a crazy rotation, well, yeah. It's not exactly what I was going for, but yeah. Anyways, that basically shows what it's doing. There. And I'm still working on it. I mean, it's not even released yet. I'm still tweaking systems and stuff, but that sort of shows what that can do. And you can create a whole bunch of these grid tools and stick them all over something for a larger build. And you can also move the controls to wherever you want. It's like that. You can delete that. So yeah, that's essentially the build system. Alright. I'll show you the electrical stuff. Alright. So you can only see wires in build mode. These are AND gates. So if both of these are on, then the AND gate will allow the signal through and open the door. This is a stay on switch. This is a on off switch. This one's an on and off switch. So you can just go straight to the door, and these are temple doors. So basically I'll have lots and lots of different, buttons, or destroy all the enemies in a room in order to activate a door. This sort of shows how complex you can get. Say each of these were scattered around a temple and then hooked to a door. So all of these have to be on before that switch activates. So, okay, almost one more, and boom, there you go, it's on. This button resets it. This actually resets all of the logic gates in the room and all of the on-off switches. Wires can be easily picked back up. I should. Oh yeah, that's correct. I think. Doesn't feel. Oh yeah. There we go. Snap to solid, snap to grid off. Probably the best thing for wires. Ooh, I also. Did I reset? Reset. There we go. Not great. Grid tool. Okay. Snap to grid false. There. Okay. Wires. So these have the snapping points connected to them when you first place them down. So you can place wires basically wherever you want. You can stretch them all the way across the level. There's no limit to it. You can pick them back up. So, build a couple electrical components. One of these temporary lights. And gate. I've got all the other gates too for people who want to get crazy complex with stuff. That's basic switch. Let's put that there. 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 Okay. Then you do that. Let's rotate that like that. Just gonna need more wires. We need another switch as well. Just use one of these switches. There. There we go. Hook that up. There. So this is an on-off switch. This switch is a permanent switch. And there. Turn it on and off now. So yeah, very easy. It's not directional. You can put it in whatever direction you want. It doesn't require any kind of power source or anything. It's just very straightforward. Click the switch, turn on the wire. Okay, and show some items. And sort of how those work. There we go. Yeah. You can pick things up. Again, there's no particles at the moment. But when you drop things, it shows a little picture of what it is. Tab enters the menu depending on what you're holding. You may go into different menus. If you're not holding anything, you go to the main menu. You can hide these so they're not in your way. Or if you were recording, I'm also going to put hide buttons on the 2 inventory slots here as well, or hotbars. So depending on what you're holding, I'll do 2-handed mode or dual mode. Ooh, that's messed up. Yep, I need to mess with that some more. I don't know how that ended up breaking anyway. What about this? Yeah, fishing pole is still working fine. Not that it does anything yet, but yeah. So you have the 2 hotbars. So 1 hotbar is your left hand, 1 hotbar is your right hand. Which I think is somewhat unique. I don't think I've seen that in a game before. I've seen games where you have an offhand, but it's usually just 1 item. I don't think I've really seen double hotbars before. Let's see. I'll show you some combat. It's nothing too fancy yet. Death cone guy. Oh, come on. Kill it. There it is. There. Yeah, so this is just a temple I threw together with the tools I showed before. Let's use something. There we go. Yeah. And this whole temple took maybe, I don't know, maybe an hour to put together. It's very fast if you're just creating different rooms. See, these are spheres, hollow spheres. The floor, I just basically cut through. I went the wrong way. Let's go back up here. Getting lost in my own temple. Okay. Yeah. So these are just spheres that I created. And then some of these are giant boxes that I created and then connected with walls and slopes. It's very quick to make a dungeon like this. It doesn't really take much time. So the game will have a mix of handcrafted dungeons that I've made and hopefully eventually user-generated stuff. Let's get through this a little faster. And then also randomly generated things. Procedural generation and yeah. I'm just trying to get through this area quickly. Yep, there we are. I'll try not to activate sticky keys. Go to the final room. Sort of shows you the scale of this thing. I mean, this took like an hour and a half altogether to put together. I was starting to get kind of artsy there at the end. Then almost to the end, I think. Here. Okay. Yeah, boss fight. And this is something I created in creative mode as well. And this is going to be the hub world, sort of a town where all the kobolds and all the other things live. This is going to be sort of where you start the game. I'm still working on this thing. This is where I'm going to put Aki, the receptionist. She'll be in here, and spiral staircase up to the next floor, which will have all those portals that go to the different things, the dungeon, things like that. That's where I hide some of my creation tools when I'm working on things. back down. Oh, there's the tree. Somewhere. There it is. So yeah, this platform here pulls the player to this location. Like some of these will have, whoops, these will have, let's see, they have numbers on them like this. That's actually showing where in the world you're going to teleport to, right here. And you can copy your position. Let's see. So it shows you your position, where you are. And if you wanted that teleporter to take you right here, for instance, you would copy that. And then you can just paste it in, just like that. So that would take you to there. Or you could go to a different world, put one of these teleporters down, and then paste it in. And it would take you to that location. So very easy. You don't have to sit there and write things down and stuff like that. But if you have one of these platforms here, then this automatically grabs you and pulls you to this location. So if I'm making something that I don't want a player to be able to teleport to a specific location, like I wouldn't want them to teleport to the final boss or something if they wanted to, I can put one of these. You can even hide these in the floor. You can scale them down very small. Basically have them invisible. Let's see. Go to the woods. This is a naturally spawned woodland area. And you can make as many of these levels as you want. There's no limits on it. So I'll show how generating a world works. Let's go back here. Mapper's port. Right here. So this is where the mapper lives. And he show you the squirrel. So you can create different levels: Scarlet Glade, RGB Forest, and Earth Forest. So you can create those three at the moment. There are going to be 6 main worlds, 6 main dungeons, 6 main bosses. And I'll make a large one of these. You name it. Mush. World Seed. I don't know. Yeah. We'll try that. See what it does. Then it generates your world. So this is the world that we've just created. Mush. Or mush. Yeah, so it has the cave systems in it. Very chaotic landscape for the mush world. Very chaotic. Anyways, lots of resources that you'll be able to collect in these different worlds. And so you don't have to worry about completely stripping one world and then not being able to get that stuff again. You can just keep on making more and more. Okay, where is my platform? I guess it doesn't matter. I can't really. Well, here's what I'll do. Craft. Here, starting platform, portal. There you go, I'll make a portal. There's that. Build it. Bring that up a bit. There. So I still have that thing here. Paste it, enter it. It's not going to take me these coordinates because that platform's there. And now we can jump back to that world, and here we are. So then, yeah, if I wanted to go to that world, I would then, type in however many H's it was. I can't remember. It'll tell you that the world isn't mapped if it's the wrong name. Let's see. Flatland. And okay, I think that's basically all of that, but I will explain how the actual files are saved, which is kind of interesting. So I'm going to quit. Okay. So the actual files is here. So your character file, which is separate, and you can use those to go to your friend's world or your own world. They work in single and multiplayer together. Here's all your brushes, your presets, which you never need to mess with any of this really, but it's there. So your world files are interesting because here, this one. So that's that entire level, the one that we created. It has all the information in it, all the object information, all the portals. It's a self-contained thing. Each of these worlds are. So if you wanted to share a world that you've created, all you have to do is just send this to your friend's game, and they don't even have to stop playing or anything like that. They can be mid-game. They can just drop this in, then make a portal to it immediately, and there you go. Everyone else can go to it as well. So I've made it so that it's very easy to share files with people, essentially. And also this makes it so that if I update the game, I add a whole bunch of stuff to it, you don't have to worry about your old file no longer working. Your whole base is set in this one file. So if I make the mushroom biome completely change how it's generated, you'll still have that mushroom file that you created. It's not going to be corrupted or messed up, and you can just create a new mushroom biome, and all of the new stuff will generate in that one. So if you make a base in an older version of the mushroom biome, your base will still be there. Everything will be the same. Also, if you and your friend are playing single player and you decide, oh, I want to go and play on my friend's world, but I'd really like to be able to take my entire base with me. Well, you can just send your entire base file to your friend, just make a copy of it, and then you just link them up. So you'll have their base and your base, and you can just jump back and forth, and you'll have all your stuff, all the stuff that's in your chests, everything. So let's see, Flatland, I think. Yeah, chest data. So here's all the chest data. It's all there. Yeah, because I hate it when early access games change something and then all of a sudden, oh, my world doesn't work anymore. I can't download the new stuff because I don't want to ruin my world. I don't have the world generation of that area, and I've already explored that area, and it's not going to load in the boss fight or something. With this, you don't have to worry about that. Anyways, that is basically what I have at the moment. Let's see, actually, could show you the boss fight. Really, not the whole boss fight, but NPC. There we are. This is going to be the first boss fight. It's a lot of work to make, especially scales on a dragon. Anyways, this is the pole dancing boss fight. Pole dancing dragon. I want something attention grabby. And I think a dragon that's pole dancing, breathing fire at you, and the way you defeat it is you have a stack of dollar bills that you're throwing at it on stage as it dances and breathes fire at you. So, yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's a mistake. Maybe people will see this and they'll be, oh hell no, I'm not playing this game. I don't want anything to do with this. This is too much. We'll see. Anyways, yeah. So that is everything for now. Still working on it. A few more months and I'll release the early access for people to start messing around with and finding all the horrible bugs that I've almost certainly not found myself, I guess. I don't know. It'll be interesting. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned.